to the Geeking Poetic podcast channel.
On this channel, we have shows and segments that contain adult humor,
bad language, dirty jokes,
and other stuff that is strictly for mature audiences only.
So if you're too young or too sensitive for this kind of material, then please do not watch our channel or our videos.
This channel is not for you.
Thanks much.
And now, on with the show! About to fall over.
And what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geeking Poetic Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. Down the hall of the Tantive 4, just waiting for Vader to burst on through and take those plans from him. It is the rebel spy himself,
Vito.
And then the one that tells us there is hope. There's still hope. And everything. Sitting over here, old Princess Meanie. We won't even get into all that. She's been mean to me all night. And you got glitter all over us.
I have paint all over me.
Yeah, we've been working on projects and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to fix this place up. It is none other
Anyway,
than.
I'm Megan Guess.
Yeah. And what is it that we're here to talk about? We're here to talk about chapter 14
of the Mandalorian.
Yep.
Good old Mando.
Yep. It is our ongoing saga. And a long time ago, a galaxy far, far away. Actually, it's last week in Niles, Illinois, is where it is. Yeah, we're here to talk about the episode, and this one was called
The Tragedy.
Yeah, The Tragedy. Yeah, as soon as I heard what the episode's title was before I watched it, I was like, oh boy.
That's not good.
That's not good. And speaking of good or not, before we get into it, what did you guys think?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Might be second or third favorite so far of this season.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Megan?
Worst episode ever.
And she's not kidding either, folks. She was messaging us right after we were all talking online about it after we watched it, and Meg just said that.
I'm so mad. Taking my Grogu and going home.
Yeah. If you can't tell by every week she's got a Grogu shirt on that she's a fan. Yeah, I thought it was a really cool episode. I was really stunned that it was so short.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
like, wait, no, you can't leave it like that.
Yeah, it was weird how short it was. I mean, there was a lot that happened in a short episode. It was serviceable in that regard, but boy, oh boy.
You know, a lot of people, I think, they heard how short it was and they thought it was going to be a throwaway episode. But nope, they jam-packed a lot of crap in that 25 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah, this was not a throwaway episode by any means. Before we get into it,
spoilers.
She always yells at me, you didn't tell them. In case you didn't read in the title, this is very spoilerific. We're gonna talk in depth about the episode. We're gonna talk about theories that we have afterwards. We're gonna have all sorts of stuff. So if you're not already watching The Mandalorian and if you haven't seen this episode, you probably don't want to listen to us talk about it. If you have, hey, good on you. Welcome to have you here. But yeah, let's just delve right into it. First of all, small cast. Short episode, itty bitty cast, but an important cast because we had the return. Finally, we've talked about it for how many episodes now? We have the official return of
Boba Fett.
Fucking Boba Fett. Now, here's the thing. You had said before you were kind of hoping maybe that wasn't going to happen. Now, do you feel different about it now that he is back?
Yeah, because I finally see that Boba Fett can be a total badass, unlike previous versions of Boba Fett that I've seen.
Fair enough, because you're, again...
Well, he didn't throw a punch at me. I'm shocked.
No.
I was waiting for it. I was like,
No, it's fair enough, because the thing is a lot of the people that are big-time Boba Fett fans are because they know of the other expanded universe stories. They read the comics, they read the books, all this stuff, where you got to see and hear more about how awesome fucking Boba Fett is. In the movies, yeah, I mean, he was pretty cool in Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi, not so much. He kind of got his ass handed to him and tossed into a Sarlacc pit, and that was the last most people heard of, from him.
Yeah.
Presumed dead.
Yeah, he was presumed dead, by those people that didn't know the expanded universe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But those of us that do, we knew in our hearts he was alive. He was going to blast his way out of that stupid Sarlacc pit. It was an interesting way they did it, because you would have thought bringing Boba Fett back, it was going to be this big, like, bah, 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 like, holy shit moment. And it really wasn't.
He just got walked out.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah, it was kind of a slow reveal.
Give me my armor.
Yeah, a slow reveal of him saying, like, who he was and all that stuff. Anyway, it was really cool that they didn't just get any old person. They didn't throw some new actor into it. They got Tamura Morrison, who played Jango Fett and everything, and he took over and voiced Boba Fett in the re-releases now. If you go and watch,
Oh, really?
yeah, if you go and watch on
Overdubbed him.
Oh, okay.
on Disney, that you hear his voice, you don't hear the old voice from the originals anymore.
I honestly don't even remember that Boba Fett even talked in those movies.
He doesn't say much. What does he say? He says, "What if he doesn't survive? He's no good to me, Dad," or whatever it is, something like that. Like, he has like 3 lines
see.
of that. But anyway, yeah, it was really exciting and cool to see him. He's gotten older. He's gotten a little. He's a little. I mean, the Boba Fett jokes are gonna come,
Oh,
right?
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
but you know what? Fuck that. He kicked
I like-
ass.
Kicked ass.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the scars on his face and stuff. I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool, man.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, motherfucker had to make his way out of a Sarlacc pit.
Yep.
Mhm.
He was supposed to be slowly digested over 1,000 years, and that didn't happen.
Looks like he ate the Sarlacc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we know how he got out.
Yeah, he just ate his way out. Ooh. So as we saw in the last episode, he got tipped off by Ahsoka Tano, the awesome Ahsoka Tano, that he needed to go to the planet Tython, where they have some sort of Jedi shrine kind of former temple, some kind of, it's like the Stonehenge for
Yeah.
Jedis, basically. That they have this there, and that Grogu needs to go sit on the Seeing Stone and try to reach out through the Force and see if there are any remaining Jedi out there that might want to help him, take him in, teach him, make him a Padawan and stuff, because Ahsoka, she ain't doing it. So they land on Tython. Grogu goes with Mando up to the top of this mountain thing, puts Grogu on the Seeing Stone. That's got all sorts of like Jedi writing around the base, which was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mando doesn't know anything about Jedi, so
Like,
he's
do your thing, dude.
yeah, he's like,
Come on, little dude, it's all up to you now.
and he's like, is this right? Like, this is like just
Is there a
some
switch or something on this?
Yeah,
How does it work?
exactly. Well, every time, and that's the thing about this episode, every time Mando walks away or turns his back, something happens. It's like
Yeah.
it's like it's like watching a pot of water boil.
Right.
It's like a watched pot will never boil.
Yeah.
A watched Grogu will never use the Force, man. So he's waiting for him. Finally, he notices that a ship is coming in.
How awesome was that, dude?
Dude.
I was like, holy shit, that's Slave One, man. I know that shit.
Yup. Yeah. All of a sudden you see the Slave One flying and you're like, oh shit, here we go. It's like, so anyway, Mando sees that the Slave One is coming and is like, uh-oh, I don't know what this is about. Leaves Grogu. And of course, as soon as he leaves Grogu, then Grogu reaches out through the Force and he gets his weird Force shield thing.
Yeah.
I love Grogu sitting there just in the Zen
Like
pose.
lotus- yeah,
In the lotus pose. Yeah, just like that was just really funny to me. I laughed way too hard at that for some reason. He goes down there. He has a little skirmish with Boba. Doesn't know it's Boba yet. Comes to find out that Boba is not alone, and he is with the other bounty hunter sharpshooter, Fennec Shand, which is played by Ming-Na Wen, she's awesome. One of my
she is.
favorites because she's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that
Street
stuff.
Fighter the movie.
Yep. Yeah, she's great. I was happy to see her back because I felt like when she was on last season, just for that one episode, and you presumed her dead,
Yeah.
I was like, really? You get somebody awesome like that and you're just going to write her off so quick? Well,
You don't write anything off in this
No.
series.
not on The Mandalorian. We are learning more and more that everything that happens, every little character, every little thing that happens, it's like there is significance to it. I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this or by next season, we're going to find out that kid that had his blue cookies stolen is going to factor in.
Yeah, he's Grogu's worst enemy now.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Grogu's baby with the one eyebrow, like in The Simpsons and shit, his arch enemy.
Forgot about that baby.
So yeah, it just goes to show you never know. And Fennec is back. How is she back? Well, it turns out Boba Fett saved her, and she opens up her stomach to reveal that she's like part droid.
Yeah.
or
Abs of
something.
steel.
Yeah, seriously.
She's a TX now. She's a Terminatrix.
Terminatrix.
Exactly. I thought it was really cool. I
Yeah,
was
it
like
was.
not expecting that. I was like, oh,
I
okay.
just exposed my skin flap and show you what I got going on inside here. You know, it's like, oh, okay.
She busted out her foldy flaps. Look at all my foldy flaps. Oh boy. I'm not gonna. That's a Rick and Morty thing. Yeah, Mando's like totally shocked to see her alive. Come to find out that what they're there for is Boba Fett wants his armor back. So we were right. That was definitely Boba Fett's armor. The Marshal Vanth
Yeah.
had. That was Boba Fett's. How it wound up, how it transpired that Boba Fett didn't have his armor anymore and these little asshole Jawas made off with it. We don't know. Maybe they'll explain it to us. Don't know. But anyway, he ends up explaining to Mando that I'm Boba Fett. My father was Jango. He was given that armor, all that kind of stuff. Like, I need to get that armor back, and said if they make a deal that they will help him protect Grogu, because, of course, Mando's doing his whole thing with his, like, that you don't belong, you're not a true Mandalorian, all
You
this
didn't
other
take
kind of
the
stuff.
code or the oath.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's like, Mando, there's a big world out there. It's a big world. You are going to have to rapidly learn that your way, is
Not
only
all about you.
is not the overall way of the Mandalore. Like, it's just you're just an extremist, dude. So they kind of agree. They make this sort of like agreement, and then just about as that's happening, here we see some more ships coming in, and it's these Imperial like troop carriers.
transports,
Yeah, flying troop transports. And these stormtroopers get out. Now,
Go, go, go.
that fucking stormtrooper with the shoulder pad guy
Yeah.
that was obviously like
Red leader.
yeah, the fucking dork leader. Him with his whole go like down. I'm so glad that they kind of made a joke out of it at the end when he's like acting like that and then realizes there's nobody around to do, and he just gets his ass handed to him by Boba Fett. Because when I first saw it, I was like, that's so corny. Like, why is
It
he?
looked like his hat was on crooked too, or his helmet. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was like, what's wrong with his face?
like this is literally like the worst of the worst for stormtroopers. Like, this is the worst for such a serious mission. Moff Gideon sent out literally the goon squad to like go get Grogu and everything. That whole battle that goes on,
That was so good.
Yeah.
Boba Fett with that gaffy stick.
Dude. Every time he smashed that stormtrooper's face and the helmet came off, I was like, oh my God, dude, I've never seen something like that. That's
That's
amazing.
what I said. I was like, I've never seen their helmet shatter
Right.
like that. That was so cool.
Yeah, it was really violent.
Yeah, it's great.
It was because it wasn't graphic. It was just, but I mean,
It
yeah,
was like brutal in a way.
brutal.
It's like-
Yeah, like Boba Fett don't fuck around.
And he did all his own stunts with that.
did he really?
Oh, nice.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
So
Yeah.
make all the fat jokes you want to. Yeah, you can't do that.
He's not really fat.
No,
He's
he's not.
old. He's older. I mean, the man, the actor himself and Boba Fett. I mean, they've been supposed to have been around a long time now and everything.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones was like 20 years ago or something,
oh,
wasn't it?
longer than that. I mean, you figure
2000?
Attack of the Clones is supposed. Oh, well, yeah, for the actor, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
in real life, I'm stuck at Star Wars
Okay.
series now. I'm
This
like,
is
dude,
real
Attack of
life.
the Clones happened exactly 45 years, parsecs before. Blah blah blah.
Down boy.
Yeah, I know. No. Anyway, yeah. So at this point, Boba Fett is supposed to probably be like in his like 50s or
Okay.
something like that. When you think about it comparatively, because he was like a 10-year-old kid or something in Attack of the Clones, and this is supposed to be about 40 some odd years later, I would say. That whole fight sequence was just incredible. I thought I really enjoyed it. When they bring out that Gatling gun, that laser
Yeah.
gun. busted out the old, if you're a Kenner Star Wars toy fan, busted out that mini rig. Busted out that mini rig gun. I used to have that. Bought it at Venture, 1981.
Venture, man.
You remember Venture
Oh, yeah,
stores?
Venture. I had one where the Walmart is now by my house, by
Yeah.
Golf Mill. That used to be a Venture.
Yeah, Walmart's all right. But it ain't got shit on
No,
Venture,
it ain't got shit
man.
on Venture.
Venture was the shit.
The first time I saw an Atari Jaguar video game system was at Venture. I was like, $300 for that thing? I don't think so, man.
And now you're like, fucking give me that Jaguar. Anyway, yeah. So I was pretty hyped up to see them pull out the gun. You saw it in Empire Strikes Back and everything. It was really cool to see that again. Mando and Fennec and all them were just too good, too wise.
But the stormtroopers did actually make contact with Mando. They actually hit him.
Yeah, they
I was
did.
like, whoa, they're actually that was really cool though.
Yeah.
It was all ricocheting off of them and
Yeah,
everything.
that was neat.
Right.
Like, that is so cool. I love it. And he's like, and like shot everywhere, and I went, that was so cool. Shot out of Boba Fett's knees and everything.
That was cool, the knee rockets. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Dude, yeah. So
everything awesome.
meanwhile, while all this is going on, unfortunately, here comes Moff Gideon on his weird butt plug looking Star Destroyer. It does kind of look a little bit like a butt plug.
It's a lot of it, yeah.
But I think that thing is really cool because it's like a weird combination of a Star Destroyer and like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Because it's got
yeah.
the forked front like the Millennium Falcon does. I'm like, oh, that there's a toy I want. So all of a sudden he comes in and sends down finally the good old, I got one right here, the good old Dark Trooper. We thought it was going to be Dark Troopers. We saw them, in previous episode. It was Dark Troopers. Yeah, those things. What did you think of the Dark Troopers?
They're pretty badass.
Yeah.
So are they all? Yeah, are they all robotic then?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of they're sort of they're battle droids. It's like combining like a super battle droid with a stormtrooper.
I gotcha.
Kind of thing. Yeah, those things are pretty badass.
Yeah.
The whole thing reminded me a little bit of Iron Man.
A little bit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
multiple Iron Mans.
yeah, it kind of made me think of the iron suits like in Iron Man 2
Yeah.
and all that. Well, it's John Favreau.
Yeah, that's
there you
true.
go. He's like, I'm going to get my thing in there, man. He's Mr. Iron Man. But anyway, those things come down, and unfortunately, just perfect timing because now Grogu has passed out essentially from using too much force power. And, which is convenient because, again, Mando tried to get through to him and Grogu wasn't listening. He was in a trance, can't break this force shield thing. The minute he leaves and the Dark Troopers show up, conveniently the force shield is down. So a lot of convenience there, folks.
Like when he set down his rocket pack and now
Yeah.
he can't
Right.
use it.
Right. Yeah. Well, storytelling, I guess. They got to find some reason.
It's like, why does he need to take the rock pack off? I don't even understand
Right.
why he had to.
You know why? Because Boba Fett knows the significance of the backpack and all the shit you can do with it. Because Mando could put his gun down, and you think like, oh, he's unarmed. He's like, not if he's got that fucking backpack on, dude. Like, you can't trust that shit.
You can do a RoboCop 3 and use the jets and burn his ankles off. Like at the end of RoboCop 3, man. I'm telling you. Saw it coming.
It's all about RoboCop 3. Yeah. Well, and then speaking of Boba Fett, he gets to use the rocket on his
That was cool.
his fabled rocket. I mean, Boba Fett and the rocket firing backpack. Oh, good Lord. That's a thing, We've talked about it before. Again, any Kenner Star Wars collectors know that's a source of fascination and heartbreak. I like how Mando was like, yeah, nice shooting. And he was like, I was aiming for the other one.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, well, it did the
worked
job.
out.
Yeah.
Except that then Boba goes up into space in the Slave One and everything. And that's when they finally realize, like, hey, this isn't just some weird Moff that's like running around pulling some shit. Like, the Empire is back. That scene was like, that kind of gave me tingles when he's up there in Slave One and he was like, they're back. Who's back?
Poltergeist 2.
Guess who's back? Back again. Yeah. And it just that whole thing, that realization of like, we
Like
thought,
deep shit
yeah,
now.
we thought we were rid of these people. Like we keep talking about them like, oh, they're, there's these rogue little bits of, remnant stormtroopers and this around. Nope. Empire's still there, guys. And you're up against some serious shit. So Mando, of course, is really pissed off and heartbroken that Grogu got taken. And says, well, I got to go. I got to figure out a way to get him back. Boba Fett and Fennec end up saying, well, we're sticking with you. We made an oath to you that we were going to help protect the child. We didn't obviously fulfill
He's like,
that.
Grogu's gone.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So yeah, it was weird that Mando seemed just so defeated, but then I guess all things considered, there was a big reason why he felt so defeated, and that was
the big thing here is his poor little Razor Crest has limped all through space with us.
Yeah.
We've seen it at its worst,
and now we've seen it turn to dust.
Yeah.
So
it was so sad.
Yeah, they blew the fuck out of the Razor Crest, man. Yeah, old Moff Gideon just fires a shot from space, and boom.
That was cool seeing that shot come in.
That was.
That laser from nowhere.
Yep. The shot heard around Tatooine.
Yeah.
And so I hate to tell you, all you guys that spent like so much money on the Razor Crest that Hasbro Labs just put out that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That just ended. They just ended a campaign where they did a thing like a GoFundMe type, pre-order thing to get this giant Razor Crest, the iconic ship, and it's like it's gone.
I don't know. I kind of agree with somebody in our group, the Geeking Squad, where they said it makes it kind of more unique now because now they're not going to make more of them. Probably that's it.
I honestly think that people that invested in that ship, I think it's fine. But I think where it's going to be a problem is that obviously he's going to have to get another ship. And so if this carries on for another several seasons, and assuming that ship doesn't get blown up or something, some other ship is going to become
the main one, right?
The main ship. And I mean, it's still cool. It's still a limited, cool collectible to have, but it's a little different than like people wouldn't be so excited about collecting like Millennium Falcons if Han Solo only flew the Millennium Falcon for like half of the first movie and then it got blown up. You know what I mean? And then Han got some other ship and then flew that for the next 3 movies or something. It just takes it away. It takes away from it a little bit.
Maybe, but I have a theory.
Okay. Well, let's hear your theory. Go ahead and throw it in there.
Well, okay. The whole Mandalorian thing, it never says it has to stay in Djarin. It's a Mandalorian. Now we have like 3 other Mandalorians this show could follow.
Oh, I see.
This could be the start of the end of our Mando.
Oh, maybe, but I don't know.
Because it could follow Boba now. It could follow
Bo-Katan. Yeah, and it could be more about
and it can go like more towards Bo-Katan trying to find Ezra. And Thrawn.
That could be. Yeah,
it could kind of start veering off of that way and follow that path for a while.
Maybe. I know everybody's really big on the Grogu Baby Yoda thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand why. But I really do kind of hope that this isn't just like the mission for the whole duration of
like
the
7
show.
seasons worth of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I would actually like to see the story with Grogu end, and I know everybody will be bummed because, there's no more cute baby on air and everything. But it's like, I would like to see it go off in another direction. It would be cool if Mando found himself aligned later with Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and all that stuff, and maybe Boba Fett being involved too, and everything, and starting to do some new kind of rise of the Mandalorian race of people or whatever you want to call it. Do that again. That could be really, really cool.
Yeah. When I first thought of it, I was like, you know what? That's really depressing because I love Mando. I love his growth and everything, but for Grogu to grow, he has to lose that connection. And the easiest way to do that is to kill Mando. And then it gives them an opportunity. They set up this whole other side because they're clearly setting up something else.
I do think we're going to see that. I just have a feeling that that's going to be its own thing.
It's going to be the new Ahsoka that they announced.
Yeah, I think it's essentially going to be a live action Rebels. part 2. You know, it's going to be like a new season of Rebels, Clone Wars kind of combined. And you'll see Ahsoka, Bo-Katan. You're going to see all of them going on those missions. Now, maybe Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, maybe he will factor in there at times as a guest, you know, or something like that. But I don't think so. I don't think they're going to get rid of Mando. I think as much as they talk about the baby, the child and everything, and him being like the main focus, I don't know.
Yeah, I just heard there's some like behind the scenes issues with the actor and
really?
stuff. Yeah.
With Pedro Pascal. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe putting this all together. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
It's just a rumor that I heard. I haven't seen like articles or anything major about it.
Okay. Well, I hope not, because I really like him. I really like Mando. I'd like to see him get his hands on Moff Gideon and just strangle the fucking shit out of him, because I hate Moff Gideon.
Yeah. Well, they kind of did a possible foreshadowing in the last scene we haven't got to.
No, I was just leading into that.
Okay.
So, speaking of Moff Gideon, the last thing that we see from them is that he has the child in captivity up on his ship. The child is beating the living crap out of a couple of witless stormtroopers. And not only are we amused by this, but so's Moff Gideon.
Yeah, it's pretty heartless.
Yeah, I love that he's just like, no, wait, let him keep doing it. like this is really entertaining. I don't think it was just entertaining. I think it was
tiring himself out.
He wanted him to tire himself out and everything, and then he pulls out baby shackles, put shackles on. It's like, where did you get baby shackles from? Like,
he's like, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. It's like I got shackles just for that damn baby. But that's where that left off with that. And then sort of the epilogue is we see Cara Dune again. Cara Dune reveals that she is now officially a Marshal of the New Republic. So see, we called that. We were saying we thought maybe she was going to go quote unquote legit. And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of legit, you know, but I'm not a pussy. So like, Mando reveals that he wants to go and bust Bill Burr's character out. His character's name was Mayfield. If you might remember him, do you remember from that episode in the first season when it was Bill Burr and Clancy Brown and all of them trying to bust that guy out of that jail ship thing?
That was my favorite episode.
Yeah. So we're going to get more Bill Burr, apparently.
Nice.
Because Mando wants to bust Bill Burr out of jail, Mayfield out of jail, so that Mayfield can help him track Moff Gideon, track them and figure out where they went and what they're up to. And that's where everything basically left off. Yeah, I mean, short episode, small cast, but
what a pack it punched.
Yeah, a lot
punch
of stuff.
Punch a packed. There we go.
Punch a pack. Wait, a pack a punch.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this was one of my favorite episodes, but I mean, just the reveal of Boba Fett alone. I've been waiting most of my life. And it's kind of interesting because I realize that some people are probably just trying not to reveal too many spoilers and stuff. But I really thought that the internet and everybody was just going to explode. That it's like, people, we officially have Boba Fett back in the universe. I think a lot of people are like, well, he's been back. No, he hasn't been back. All that stuff, all those books that he was in, Shadow of the Empire and all those things, those are essentially just fantasy. Well, this is all fantasy. But in the Star Wars universe, it's non-canon. So this is official. Boba Fett is fucking alive, everybody. That's a big deal. People have been talking about this since 1983. Super stoked to see more of Boba Fett. Really happy they brought back Fennec and everything. Super stoked to see. I love the idea of her and Boba Fett together. Just real quick, going through a couple of other little things in there. What do you make of, because a bunch of people have been making a lot of theories and assumptions about the butterfly. Yeah. Because at one point when Grogu is sitting there, he sees the blue butterfly. And there's all these things online. I think you know a little more about it than I do.
Yeah, I read that I think it was Darth It was Anakin at the time.
Yeah.
When he was younger. Some comic or whatever. Was surrounded by the blue butterflies.
Right. Okay.
And then I think it was your mom was saying something that it was I can't remember who it was, but it was
Kylo.
Yeah, it was Kylo.
Before he was Kylo, when he was Ben Solo,
Right.
as a
Was
child.
Surrounded by the blue butterflies, which is kind of interesting because those are bad guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So is Grogu maybe actually a bad guy? Because he keeps having these bad tendencies to beat people up.
He's a little rough.
Yeah.
Well, I theorized about that before too, and I said, we keep assuming that Grogu's going to get rescued and made a Padawan by some, wonderful Jedi, and I'm like, what if
Could
it's
be
a
a bad
Sith?
guy.
Yeah, what if a Sith gets, because you reach out through the Force, it's not just good Jedis that can feel the Force and know it can be Sith too. So if it's a Darth Maul running around out there or somebody like that, who knows? Yeah, there could be some validity to that. Yeah, I mean, as we've already established, nothing on this show is random or throwaway. They, if they put a blue butterfly in there, damn it, it's going to mean something. There was also rumors, and I think you told me that, and I didn't catch this when I watched it, but people are claiming that it looked at one point like somebody else may have been standing up there.
Yeah, because at one point it shows like a far away shot, and I think Mando looks back.
Yeah.
And Baby Grogu's up there
With his
force field and
yeah.
everything, and it looks like somebody is standing up there with him on that platform, and
could be a force projection.
right,
Or another
and
crew
who?
member.
Could be
Could be
Pants
that.
Guy again.
Could be Pants.
Damn you, Pants Guy.
So who do we know that can do a force projection like that?
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
That would be really pretty fucking awesome.
And since there's all this talk about your guy,
Sebastian Stan possibly coming in to play Luke Skywalker.
yep,
I'm all for it.
you're all in.
I'm all in. But if that happens, then that means if Luke does come and get Grogu, then I mean that's going to be that. I mean, that will probably be the last we're going to see of
Grogu.
of the child.
And we'll never know what happens to him then, right?
Well, we know that eventually the Knights of Ren probably slaughter his ass. Because isn't that supposed to be the thing? Is they slaughtered all of Luke's students again, unless somehow
He was saved again.
he was saved again and Grogu got away, and maybe he's over on Dagobah or something like that. I just have this gut feeling, and maybe it's just wishful thinking. I just have this gut feeling that Dagobah is coming back into this somehow. Either he's going to visit there for some training thing, or he's going to be hidden there. I just have this gut feeling. It's my force sensitivity. It's the midi-chlorians in me that's telling me we're going to Dagobah.
Yadel's waiting for him there.
Yeah, Yadel. Yeah, exactly. Yadel, whatever that silly thing was called. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, man. It left more questions than answers, really, other than Boba Fett and Fennec coming back. Great. But everything else was just like, what the fuck? And you did not like seeing Baby Yoda getting taken away.
No, that was very bad. I was not happy. I was not happy about the Razor Crest.
Yeah, that sucks. I like the Razor Crest.
When he took off running for it, oh my gosh, it is so sad.
Yeah.
It was sweet. He found the ball.
He found the ball, which was nice, but also of importance
His
is
spear.
he found the spear that he got from the chick in the last episode and everything. So again, that's going to factor into it somehow.
Yep.
That
Those
spear's
are two very important things.
that
Spear's
spear's
going to go right through
Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Yep.
His eye, because that's
Oh.
what it was kind of foreshadowing. Because you're going to poke your eye out, kid. Or you're not ready for this or something, for this toy or whatever. And then you poke an eye out or whatever. And he's like, oh, he's totally fucking losing an eye. At some point, he's losing an eye.
I think he's going to spear Moff Gideon right up through his rectum. That's what I think. It's going to be like
Vlad the Impaler
Vlad
style.
Tepes style, exactly. Like Bram Stoker's fucking Dracula.
What did you think about seeing the Darksaber again?
Oh, yeah, I guess we
Yeah,
should
you
bring
didn't even
that
talk
up.
about that.
That's pretty cool. The Darksaber, there's so much history about that. Again, watch Rebels if you want to know more about the Darksaber and everything. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm anxious to see him use it. Use it
See it
for
in
more than
action.
just rather than just cutting himself out of a destroyed TIE fighter. I mean, that was exciting, but it's like I want to see. But that's what we might have. We might have Mando facing off, dueling him. Maybe this time it's gonna be Mando with that Beskar spear going up against Moff Gideon with the Darksaber.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening, and I think it'll be badass.
Oh, I do want to also say something about the Indiana Jones reference.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I knew you would.
I was pretty excited. Seeing that big ass boulder coming down the hill and taking out that big ass gun.
Yep.
That was great.
Stormtroopers go flying everywhere. It was amazing. I loved it.
Bowling for stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that's what I said. That whole scene, that whole battle, it was very exciting. Brief, but exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back to talk about chapter 15
Very, very soon.
very, very soon, as always. Thank you for joining us. We want to hear more from you. Let us know about your thoughts and theories, especially your theories. Really, really want to hear if you guys have heard any rumors or theories going around about what some of these things mean and everything. We obviously gathered some, but we want to hear from you. Leave comments.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, join us in the Geeking Squad group on Facebook. It's free to join, and it's politics free. It's a lot of fun in there. Hope to see you there.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Peace out. We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
See ya.